A little sip of my water. All right, let's go. Brandi Glanville had a bone to pick with Whitney Rose on Wednesday night's episode of Watch What Happens Live. Before the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum spoke of a, quote, heated text message exchange she had with Denise Richards. Her interaction with the men of Bravo at BravoCon and more Real Housewives of Beverly Hills related topics, Brandi accused the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast member of being very rude to her and her friend at the October event, and explained what allegedly prompted her to act out. She was very rude to me and Mia. She thought I was flirting with her husband, Justin Rose, Brandi explained on the January 11th episode of Watch What Happens Live. Then, after confirming to host Andy Cohen that she was definitely not flirting with Justin, asking, I mean, are you joking? Brandi revealed details of her most recent chat with Denise, who she infamously said she hooked up with on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 10. Sorry. After she was on Jeff Lewis's radio show, we had a very heated text exchange, Brandi said, giving a nod to Denise's 2022 appearance on the show, during which she and Denise said that Brandi had lied about their supposed affair. Listen, side note, you guys, side note. Do I believe Whitney Rose was rude? Yes. Whitney Rose, to me, I can't stand Whitney Rose. To me, she is so fake and phony. She makes up stuff. She lies. She's a weirdo. I'm not into Whitney Rose at all. Now, do I think Brandi was flirting with her husband, Justin Rose? Yes and no. Yes, because I think Brandi will flirt with a wall. I think she flirts with anything that moves. Brandi, to me, just needs attention, no matter where it comes from, no matter what the consequences are, male, female, married, single, or otherwise. I think Brandi is just really thirsty and wants attention, right? But by no, do I think she actually wants to be with Justin or do anything with him? No, of course not, please. But I do believe her when she said Whitney Rose was rude. I think Whitney Rose is just super, super hella fake. And I wonder what they're going to do with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because to me, this last season was just a hot mess. Just a complete hot mess. It was boring. It was repetitive. Nothing was resolved. I think that the women they brought on, and we can do a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap too, but I just thought it was really boring. I think that they did a misstep in casting. To me, Angie Harrington, Angie K, and Dana, they were basically the same exact person. To me, it was like bringing on the full Fox 5. You brought in a group of women who only have one person who is the ringleader for all of them, and they just regurgitate what they all said that they were going to say. None of them had individual personalities. None of them had anything going on in their own lives. None of them had a storyline outside of Jen Shah. So to me, I'm like, this was stupid. If you're going to bring in new people who have their own lives, their own drama, their own personalities, their own point of views. I don't want just 3 different versions of Angie Harrington. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. And I don't like Angie Harrington anyway. All right, let's keep going. And Whitney, missed me with Whitney. She's a hot mess. Okay, let's keep going. Moving on to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City topics, Brandi said she didn't think Jen Shah's 6.5-year sentence was enough. My grandmother's birthday is today. She's 95. Grandma Hazel. No, it's not fair. She should do more time, Brandi stated, signaling to the fact that Jen allegedly targeted the elderly in a years-long telemarketing scheme. She also said she believes Jen's husband, Sharif Coach Shah, absolutely knew about her crime. Once an attorney, always an attorney, she noted. All right, this is the thing. I agree with Brandi on both counts. I agree. Jen Shah did not get enough time. She won't actually do 6.5 years. Even if she did 6.5, I don't think it's enough time. The lives that she ruined and the money that she stole from those people, 6.5 years isn't enough time. You know, the victim said that they lost their retirement money. They lost their life savings. Some people became homeless. Some people, thought about ending things because of what happened. I don't think 6.5 years was enough time either. And I also agree that Coach Shah definitely knew, or he was willfully ignorant. But either way, on some level, he knew what was going on. Coach Shah is a very intelligent person. I think he knew what was going on. So if I'm going to sit here and say Erica Jane knew and Teresa knew and Phaedra knew, I have to say Coach Shah knew. I don't think that, he just thought his wife was some amazing marketer making all of this money. And again, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that he stopped practicing law the same exact year she started her own scheme. Also, when we did the whole deep dive into Jen Shah and to Coach and everything that happened with the fraud scheme, to me, neither Coach or Jen have plausible deniability. There's no way they can say that what she was doing, they didn't know was wrong, because Jen was at a company that was doing the same exact fraud scheme that got investigated by the feds, and she got deposed in that investigation, and they ended up having to pay like $29 million or something like that to like the FEC or whatever the government agency is, in fines and fees because of their fraud scheme. So if you're at a company and you're doing the same exact thing, they get investigated by the feds, found guilty by the feds, and then you go and start the same exact company, you cannot say that you did not know what you're doing was illegal when you literally was deposed in a federal investigation about it. That's why, I don't know if you guys watched the last episode of Salt Lake City. That's why, remember when Heather Gay said they found something in the witness statements and they found something in the evidence that they could not refute? Like it was irrefutable, and that's why she ended up actually saying she was guilty. I bet you that was it, because you cannot refute that. She was trying to throw Stuart under the bus. Stuart knew what they were doing was illegal too, but they were doing it together. That's what I think Heather Gay was talking about when she said Coach Shah was going through the stuff and they found something that they could not dispute. And I think that's what it was. And I called this months ago. I was like, she does not have plausible deniability. She cannot say she did not know what she was doing was wrong, because it was clear as day she knew. And I think that's what they were talking about. All right, but let's keep going. As for Heather Gay's black eye, Brandi suspected someone beat the ish out of her, but stating that she is Team Heather amid feud with Whitney and suggesting Heather isn't a ride or die friend to Jen. Heather threw her under the bus. She's not riding or dying, she explained. All right, Brandi, I'll give you this. I agree. I'm out of the two people, Heather and Whitney, I'm more Team Heather than I am Team Whitney. That's for sure. I don't really like Heather, especially the whole black eye thing. And I think that I think it was Jen Shah who gave Heather the black eye. And Heather just doesn't want to say anything because Jen Shah's already going to prison and she doesn't want to look like a bad friend, and it would just make matters worse. While attending BravoCon last October, Brandi said she was looking for Andrea Denver, Andreas Denver, the hot Italian model who wasn't present, and she said she added that she didn't vibe with Captain Jason Chambers, whatever the hell his name is. He was vibing a lot of my friends, she revealed. As for who she did vibe with, Brandi says member of Southern Charm slid into her DMs before shading Craig Conover's rude behavior. He was very famous, she explained this. She explained of his "do you know who I am" type behavior. I agree. Craig is a hot mess. Anyway, she goes on to talk about a bunch of other stuff, but that's kind of what's going on with Brandi and the situation. Let's see what else she's saying. Okay. She then said she believes Lindsay Hubbard and Carl's romance will last longer than that of Craig and Paige's because their basis is just being best friends. I agree with that as well. We also need to do a Southern Charm and Winter House recap. I know you guys watched now, so we're going to do a fun recap of that. I agree. I really like Lindsay and Carl together. Craig and Paige to me are cringy and really, really annoying. And I think Craig is still in love with Naomi. While she and Camille Grammer haven't been on the best of terms in recent years, they're set to star alongside one another in the upcoming 4th season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, where Brandi hopes to squash their many Twitter beefs. Hopefully she'll come and not like cry over dumb stuff, Brandi said. This is the thing. I think Brandi shines on shows like Ultimate Girls Trip, but I don't want Brandi back on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I would prefer Camille to come back over Brandi. And I'm happy that Camille is doing Ultimate Girls Trip. It'll be a good audition for her to get back on the show. On the recently aired 12th season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, on which Brandi did not appear, Kyle Richards was seen enduring a falling out with sister Kathy Hilton. And when asked about the ongoing drama between Kyle and her sisters, Brandi said she understands the complicated dynamic between the ladies. Because I'm a middle child, I'm one of three. I get it, she stated. There's always going to be a push and pull. It's a difficult thing. I love Kim. I love Kathy. I love Kyle. In my opinion, there can always be one star and there's 3 stars. So that's really what it comes down to. Brandi, shut up. When Andy asked then about where she stands with Kim Richards, who she was previously quite close to, Brandi confirmed they are still not back in touch after a mid-pandemic spat. This is the thing. Brandi, to me, is a secret agent for the full Fox 5. She turned on, what's her name? She turned on Kim. She turned on pretty much everybody trying to get back in their good graces. Girl, bye. So that's that. All right, let's see what else is going on in Bev Hills that we can talk about. Dun, 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 dun. Or does anybody want to come up? I will drop the link. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and join. And if not, we can keep talking. All right, you guys, I just dropped the link if anybody wants to come up and chat. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about Kyle Richards addressing Lisa Rinna? Or let's get into some of our Candy Cane question and comments. Oh, hey.
Money can't buy your class.
What is up? How are you?
I'm very good.